Hey guys, welcome to Manifesting Better. I'm back with another video and another topic that needs to be addressed. I also have an Instagram account, the link for that is in the description box below. Coaching is also available, the link for that too is in the description box below. So, today's topic is how to manifest a relationship. Now, in this video, I will be primarily talking about how to manifest a relationship in general, which means I'm going to be talking about when you have no specific person. But this same video can be applied if you're manifesting an ex-back. This same video can be applied if you're manifesting someone you don't know, or the same video can be applied for manifesting a friends with benefit situation to a relationship. So it covers the general area of relationships, but I will primarily be focusing on if you don't have a specific person or if you want to manifest love in general, because I have seen that I have not made content on it before, and a lot of people have asked me. One client in particular, like, she has been asking about this for a long time. I know that she will be listening to this, so yeah, I had to make this video. All right, so I will give it to you in step by step directions, and we will cover point by point topics. Please write this all down also, because it will be very helpful so that you can take the notes out of it later. You have to understand that if you have no specific person, then working on these things will help. But even if you have a specific person, then just replace, when I'm talking about love in general or specific partner or any set of partners that you like, replace it with your specific person, right? So, first step, find out what your beliefs are about relationships. This is a very good question to ask yourself. Take a piece of paper and a pen. Ask yourself, what do I actually believe about relationships? Do I believe relationships work out? And the same can be done with marriages. So it is the same thing. Do I believe relationships or marriages can work out? Do I believe people can be happy in relationships? Do I believe people are loyal in relationships? Do I believe things can be healthy and loving in a relationship? That's the first question. And you will find out a lot of beliefs will come up. Most of them will actually go down to one or two core beliefs. So as you go deeper into this, you will realize that most of them will go to one or two core beliefs. This is the first thing. The second thing, find out about the opposite gender or whoever you are manifesting. If you are manifesting a male, so if you are into them, so like the question would be, what do I think about males in general, men in general? If you're manifesting a female, what do I think about women in general? That should be the question. Or any person that you're manifesting, that particular gender, you have to actually ask yourself the question, what is my belief system about them? Because I have a lot of clients, and this happens with a lot of people. Can be because of your childhood, can be because of the information that you have collected through movies and books, can be because of multiple and thousands of reasons that we have a belief system about men in relationships. Let's just take that as an example. What do I think about men in relationships? Because maybe in the movies that I have seen, or how my father used to treat my mom, or in the past how my exes have treated me, or maybe I took on second hand trauma from a friend who had a relationship where the guy didn't used to treat her well. So any kind of belief system that I have about men is going to come into account here. Maybe I believe men are toxic in relationships. Maybe I believe men are controlling in relationships. Maybe I believe women dominate too much in relationships. Maybe they are very jealous. That's my belief system. Identifying that is the second step. The third step is, what do I think about myself in a relationship? So let's say for me, what do I think about myself as the boyfriend in the relationship? How do I feel I act in relationships? How do I feel I think in relationships? Who do I become when I'm someone's boyfriend? Because you will see a lot of times that you will have a different set of belief system for friends, you will have a different set of belief system for families, and you will have a different set of belief systems for the people that you are dating. And you will become different people in jobs, in careers, and in relationships. Sometimes what happens is that because in our pasts we have seen that as soon as we became someone's girlfriend, we started accepting not so good treatment, we started accepting toxic behavior, we started having disrespectful boundaries, and we had no career, we had no ambition, we had no life. Because that happened, now I have because our brain associates things with other things. Now I will also start to associate the concept that, okay, maybe that is how I am when I become a girlfriend, or that is how I am when I become a boyfriend. Identifying that is going to be very important. The next thing that you need to find out is find out what your non-negotiables are in a relationship. Things that you cannot let go of. So maybe you are someone who cannot accept someone who's a vegetarian. Just an example. Maybe you are someone who cannot accept someone who's a non-vegetarian. Maybe you cannot accept someone who sleeps late. Maybe some people have this thing that they want someone who's a job person, who's not a business person. Maybe you cannot accept someone from a particular field. What are your non-negotiables of a relationship? Maybe you like someone who always calls you. Pick out your non-negotiables. What are the things that you cannot negotiate on? And there are going to be some things that you can negotiate on that you would prefer, but it's okay if it's not there. So finding out your non-negotiables is going to be the base over which all of this is going to be built. Very important. The next thing, don't expect it to instantly work out. Now, this is something I understand. I'm not rooting against you, I'm rooting for you. I want for it to work out for you. I want that it works out for you instantly. I want that it works out so fast that you don't even have time to think what happened. But there can be a case that it takes a little bit of time. So don't expect it to instantly work out for you. Don't expect that one day it will magically just show up. Yes, it can, but it usually comes in the most natural way possible. So understand that, and that's okay that it is that way. But don't, hurt yourself if it doesn't happen in a day or two. It can, but maybe if it doesn't, don't put yourself down. That doesn't mean it's not working out. It just means that it is taking a different route that you cannot see right now. Now, after you find out the first four things that I have given you, general beliefs, beliefs about the opposite gender, beliefs about yourself, and the non-negotiables, I want you to ask yourself, what are the fears that have came up in that? So you will find out a lot of fears that have come up in that. Maybe the fears are that people get toxic in relationships. Maybe the fears are that I get too timid in relationships. Maybe I feel that all men cheat. Exchanging that with new beliefs is going to be the first thing. After you exchange that with new beliefs, you can also find out how you would act if that new belief system is there. This is something I have highly covered in my self-concept course. Anyone who has my course already knows what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the belief, perception, action, boundary thing. And if you also want the course, you can reach out to me on Instagram. The link is in the bio. But this is something I cover there. So I will not be able to go into a lot of detail here. But think about it this way, that every set of belief system will have an action associated to it. If I feel I'm not good enough, I'm going to be acting like a person who's not good enough. It will be in my body language. That is how I will talk to people. That is how I will walk. That is how I will think about things. So find out what the actions would be if the new beliefs are inculcated. Now, this is where you can use techniques. You can use scripting, visualizing, affirmations that are the opposite of the old beliefs that you have just found out. Now, another thing, you will need to have stronger boundaries. Because if you are manifesting a relationship in general or it's a specific person, when you are manifesting it, there will be times when you will not get exactly what you want. And if the only reason that you are going to accept exactly what you want is because you fear that if I don't, I won't get what I want, you don't have to. Understand that your boundaries are going to be very important. Never act on fear. Don't do anything based on fear. Having fear is definitely okay. Acting on it is going to ruin your process and ruin your progress. It's not going to be helpful for you or your journey anytime. So acting on your fear is something I will never recommend. That is why having strict boundaries is very important. I already have a video on how to have practical boundaries. I will put this down in the comment below. So some practical examples of how to put boundaries, which will be helpful for you. Now, another thing is create a space for your life as you get into this. When I say create a space for your life, I mean that a lot of us have had past experiences where relationships didn't actually work out for us. A lot of us has seen that when we get into relationships, life becomes about that person and that person alone. We get codependent, we latch on to that person, and that is where our obsession also comes from. So having a life outside the relationship is very important, and it's also very important that when you get into that relationship, you just don't forget the life. This life is not here till you get into a relationship. This life is here for you to stay. Your hobbies are here for you to stay. Your habits are here for you to stay. your self goals, your self growth is all here for you to stay, not just so that you get into a relationship and it all ends. That is one of the biggest reasons relationships end, because the time that the person who we are when we get into that relationship is not the same person who we are when we break up or we are broken up with, because we change over a period of time. We start to become lazy over ourselves, we start to get complacent, and that is not going to help in any way, shape, or form for you to also have your confidence. Your independence in relationship is very important. The only reason that you will be independent in relationships is when you start to build a life for yourself that doesn't involve your partner all the time. And that is very healthy, because you don't want it to become something that smothers the person or you. Because if someone, and like if you get into a place where the only way to get that validation and reassurance and that love and that dopamine is from that person, that's not going to be helpful. Apply these tips, they are going to be very helpful. If you still feel like you need help, you can of course reach out to me for coaching. I have lesser slots as of now, but if I have slots, I will definitely give them to you. And I will see you guys in the next video. Click the like button if you liked the video. Subscribe and turn the notifications on for more such content. Comment down your video suggestions and I will see you guys in the next one.